For context, what you are looking at right now is some absolutely awesome footage from my current reigning champion, the Reolink Omvi 3i. But this is the brand new Tapo C675D that I've just picked up this week, and the difference is ridiculous because I didn't think the Reolink could be beaten, at least not this year. This Tapo footage shows more detail in my face. You can see the unfortunate wrinkles in my forehead. You can see the individual bubbles on my hoodie. The color is more accurate, and this footage is taken from right the way over the other side of the room. So Reolink and Tapo keep going back and forth, trading blows. One releases a camera that's beating the other, and then the other releases a camera that's beating the other. And then Tapo, just completely out of the blue, unleashes this thing on the world. And if you're looking at this behemoth going, that looks an awful lot like the last behemoth Paul talked about from Tapo, that's because they look almost identical. But for one thing, they have doubled the resolution on this camera, making this easily the best footage I have ever seen. I know I've said that before. I know that's the nature of technology. It keeps improving, and this is dramatically better than anything I've seen before. Whilst this camera looks identical to the previous Tapo that I reviewed, the Tapo C675D also has near instant notifications.
Wait, that's quick. Yeah.
Can record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even though it's on solar power, and has the option to either burn it to an SD card or burn it to something in your house. It's a little base station. We'll talk more about that whole thing later. It's insane. 2 cameras instead of 1, spotlights on both of those cameras, the ability to physically tilt the main camera, but also now has an improved 169-degree diagonal field of view, 360-degree pan, and 128 degrees of tilt. This is the first camera that I absolutely cannot outrun. There comes a point in every man's life when he realizes not only is he wearing socks with sandals, he's also wearing odd socks with sandals.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I think I might have given up. I think this is it. I think I've reached that age. Anyway, I can't run around in these, so I've got to switch to something way flipping cooler. It does not matter how fast I run across this office, it follows me every single step of the way. This is the best camera I've tried yet, and I'm going to give you all the information about it just now. It's more ridiculous than the storyline of Lost, which I still haven't gotten over. It's been about 20 years. It's been about 20 years.
My God. What is this thing?
A dramatic series of plot holes. Something about punching numbers into a computer. Just forget it. Don't go down there. Please don't go down there.
Let's go down there.
Twats. Yes, I'm still bitter about all this. Best show on TV, completely effed. Effed in the A. Thanks to Tapo for sponsoring today's video and for sending me their Tapo C675D kit and their home-based smart security controller. Whilst this is a sponsored review, I'm going to tell you all of the good things. Oh, wow. And all of the bad things.
The SD card is not formatted. Please format it according to the app guidelines.
Shut up! But for now, let's time travel back into the past so we can unbox this thing together via some kind of very clever editing technique. Paul from the future, let's do some kind of wibbly wobbly back into the past effect or something.
We can't, mate. We used the entire effects budget on that Lost sequence. You know, that's 20 years ago. No one's going to give a toss about that.
I guess we'll just hard cut to it then. Tapo, tapo, tapo. You're wondering what I've done to my finger. I cut myself trying to open the hatch in Lost. Twats. Right, this is a 4K battery-powered dual-lens pan-tilt camera with solar panel. You would think that's nothing we haven't seen before, except for the fact that both this lens and this lens are 4K, and that is a huge deal because it's an absolute first, and that's what really matters in a security camera, if it was the only thing good about a security camera. But Tapo stuff, if you've seen my reviews before, is mind-blowingly good. They have some of the best layouts in their apps. They've got some of the best feature sets alongside Reolink. They are my two favorites. And this is a first. It beats every camera I've ever tried for, at least on paper specification. We have a solar panel. The solar panel looks like a solar panel. It has its own mounting bracket, unlike the previous model. So if you saw my previous model of one of these, it had its own mounting bracket where the solar panel sat on top. This has got a solar panel bracket so that you don't have to install it in the same location as the camera if you don't want to. It's got a good old length of cable on it, which is kind of important. Unsheath yourself!
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So this has red and blue instead of just white because it does a whole kind of police car flashing thing. And it's got these things now. These little ears, because it's got like a better Wi-Fi antenna, I guess. It's dual 4K. How exciting. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Mark, I can see you on the toilet, Mark. Watching me on the toilet. Why don't you subscribe, Mark? Why don't you all subscribe? That's all the Marks freaked out. Same joke next week. Fantastic. Now let's do some testing. We'll start with a two-way torque test, which, I'm going to do dressed as a burglar because God forbid I just do an ordinary test without my wife's underwear on my head.
Hello, homeowner. I'm here to rob your house.
Hello, burglar. That's very kind of you to pop by. I have a nice surprise for you if you could just hold still for a moment.
Why?
Okay, feed load speed. Go. Oh, wow. Show drive camera. That's pretty quick. Hello over there. Show drive camera 2. Whoa! That's really fast. What? Look how fast it's responding. Fantastic. Can I speak to them? Oi! Oi! No, there is no sound coming out of that camera. That's a real shame. Never mind. I am a big fan of their marketing material, especially the end part where the dad lets off a gigantic party popper, even though nobody's yet finished eating their food or drink yet. I think there's some mockery to be had there. So we've already looked at some daytime shots of the Reolink Omvi 3i versus the Tapo C675D. These are some nighttime shots, and you can see there's not much in it when you haven't got the floodlight on, but I think the Tapo is still edging out the Reolink. Once you've got the floodlight on, you can see a key difference between the two. The Tapo has not only more detail, but far more accurate colours. One area that the Reolink absolutely does win in is the field of view. So the Omvi 3i has a gigantic width in their field of view of 180 degrees. The width field of view for the Tapo is only 140 degrees, so there is a compromise there. That said, the Tapo has a field of view vertically of nearly 10 degrees taller, which means it's better at seeing things like packages or people trying to crawl around. But these are two very different cameras doing two very different things. Let's talk more about that now. So what I'm doing here is a little bit weird because the C675D from Tapo is a solar-powered camera. It is entirely wireless. The Omvi 3i from Reolink is a powered camera. You plug it into the mains. It has its own set of advantages as a consequence and works a lot better in Home Assistant, for example, because it can do a continuous stream. So the Tapo, in order to reserve battery, it can record 24/7, but what it does is it does a snapshot every second, or every 10 seconds, or every 60 seconds, whatever you think will work for the amount of solar that you have in your area. So it can record 24/7, but it's doing 1-second snapshots at best, and therefore can't stream to Home Assistant because it would run out of battery. Comparing the two is kind of as ridiculous as Disney deciding that Donald Duck should have pet ducks. It's a thing that they did. They gave Donald Duck a pet duck or two. What am I?
Feathered abomination. What am I? Neither animal nor man. A feathered freak.
The reason I'm comparing them is because they are in a similar price range and because up until now the Omvi 3i had the best image quality I had seen so far in any camera. Now, finally surpassed by Tapo. That's why I'm comparing the two. But if you were looking for a camera that would work in Home Assistant, you would be looking at Reolink. Let's talk about what else is perhaps not so great about the Tapo camera. And now, as usual, for the elephant in the elephant in the room. Thank you. Thank you for your service earlier, by the way, with the burglar. Keep it up. The elephant in the room is that you are still, to some degree, reliant on a company on the internet for this camera, although it is basically as local as it gets for an off-the-shelf solution that works as well as it does. Now, what I'm talking about here is the fact that although the recordings are local, so you can access them on the SD card, or the H500, by the way, so the base station is really, really cool. It's got this little tablet slot in it, and you can use that slot to actually house a monitor via HDMI, and the monitor will show you the cameras on a continuous basis, which is incredible. That's much better than anything I've seen on the market so far for actually having a base station that you can use as a monitor. That said, you are still reliant on Tapo's cloud subscription for things like rich text notifications, which is a bit of a shame because I'd like to be able to see who is at the door immediately. So the second I get the notification, I want to be able to see an image, and I can't do that unless I pay for Tapo's cloud subscription. It's the same with Reolink, by the way, so if you're thinking, well, I'm not going to bother then, it doesn't actually get any better than what Tapo are doing. Reolink is the same, but I can work around it with Reolink because of the Home Assistant connection. I can use Home Assistant notifications that will give me images of what it saw on the camera. I can't do that with Tapo, especially not with this camera, because this camera does not work in Home Assistant. In case that's not clear, the recordings are still very much local. They are yours. They exist on either the SD card or the base station. This is as local as it gets for an off-the-shelf solution, and I want to reiterate that. The base station itself comes with 16 gig. You can upgrade it to 16 terabytes, and it is really, really cool in and of itself. It has the ability to do AI facial recognition. So the camera doesn't have that ability. This thing adds that ability to the camera. I can't sing its praises enough, but I did notice that every now and again there is a delay in the video feed. So I'll walk into the room and it's about 5 seconds later I'll see it happen on the camera. Maybe as long as 10 seconds. I thought again that was worth mentioning, but the base station is very, very cool and I wouldn't hesitate to get one. If I was starting all my camera CCTV stuff over, I think I would probably be looking at a bunch of these cameras and that base station, because the ability to view it on the side of my bed That's seriously awesome. This is really nitpicking, but it kind of annoyed me at the time. So, the setup process is so good, even your grandma could do it. Right up until the point that it says,
The SD card is not formatted. Please format it according to the app guidelines.
shut up! So annoying. You have to go right into the settings to go and format the SD card. And I tried with 2 SD cards. It made me format both of them. Maybe if the SD card was entirely brand new, maybe I would have got away with it and it wouldn't have made me do it. But I just thought it was a bit annoying that it could recognize the SD card needed formatting, but not push me to the right place to do it. I had to go right into the menus and do it. You and I won't have a problem with that. It's just if you were thinking of giving this to your grandma and saying, Grandma, go nuts. She could do right up until that point. And finally, with regards to the base station, you are supposed to be able to stick a tablet in that little slot on the front and have the tablet show the cameras. I haven't been able to figure out how to do that. I can only do it with an external monitor plugged in via HDMI. That works great. I can't figure out the app. And I've seen reports from another guy who did get it working with the app, that the app then burns out any battery-enabled cameras. So I don't know if that's still the case, but that was the case at the time of his filming a few months ago. So worth bearing in mind that you are probably going to need an external monitor connected on the front of this thing, not a tablet. So yeah, bear that in mind. It doesn't work without the music, dude. With all that said, this is incredibly good. I've not seen a camera yet that has this level of image quality, and the Tapo ecosystem is so remarkably easy to use, and it does beat Reolinks. When it comes to looking at playback, you can actually properly squeeze in to the timeline and figure out where it is you want to be. I find that really difficult with Reolink. I'm a Reolink fanboy, I've been using it for ages, and Tapo's ecosystem is way better in that regard. So yeah, if you're in the market for a pan and tilt camera, this is the wireless version, but as far as I can tell, they do a wired version too, which is the exact same spec that has power over Ethernet, RTSP, and OnVIF support, and that is a big deal. If you're interested in any of these things, as usual, there is a link in the description as to where you can pick one up. Seriously, best camera on the market right now. These guys are my patrons, without whom I wouldn't be able to do this for a living, and I'm trying to thank them all personally anytime I get new ones, but I am so blessed. Guys, seriously. Tim Follows, Zed Irene, John H, Matisse Worsmer, Sniperfly, Peter Sutton, Tile Bon, Thoughts from New Lowell, David Green, Coda Pause, Phil, Lucas, and Jason Arnold. Guys, thank you so much. Without you guys, me and Nish would still be working in call centers and the NHS, which is a horrible place to be. Thanks to you guys. Come and do it at Patreon or PayPal. I am all over the place. Come hang out at social medias. See you next week.